Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is facing major backlash after being caught mocking the American people, mocking you over your desire to reduce taxes. This video is shocking. I will show it to you. Plus, you're going to hear from Elon Musk on the political moves that Joe Biden made behind the scenes over the astronauts that Musk and Trump just brought home. But before we dive into that, let's talk about Schumer's media tour promoting his new book on anti-Semitism. It's curious, considering he's remained eerily silent on the threats Jewish students were facing on college campuses. The irony here? It's impossible to ignore. Watch.
Things are so bad for them that he wrote a book about anti-Semitism that he cannot promote. It comes out tomorrow. He's canceled the entire book tour, not because the right's going to protest him, but because he was going to get protested on the left. And so therefore, you can't even talk about anti-Semitism.
Wild, right? I mean, Schumer can't even promote a book about combating anti-Semitism because his own party is pushing back against it so strongly that it raises serious security concerns. Imagine if the right tried to block Black students from entering their college campuses, or if they were threatening Black Americans. The media would be outraged with 24/7 coverage, as they should be, just like they should have been in this case. Discrimination in any form against any race or religion is something we should all condemn. Now, here's where it gets laughable. Schumer goes on to claim that Donald Trump is the one who actually needs to read his book on anti-Semitism.
Donald Trump has shown that he regards Jews as transactional. Oh, they're good for votes, they're good for money. He has no understanding of the Jewish people, and it leads him to do bad things.
Okay, a couple of things here. Someone needs to remind Chuck Schumer that Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is Jewish. Not to mention, Kushner helped broker the Abraham Accords with Trump, which normalized relations between Israel and several Arab countries. Remember those, Chuck? See, the agreements that established diplomatic and economic ties in the Middle East was something Trump accomplished. Or maybe you'll recall when Trump recently threatened to pull funding from Columbia University for allowing violent protesters to terrorize Jewish students. See, it was Schumer's own party that stayed silent while these students faced weeks of hostility on college campuses. Some didn't even get to go to their graduation ceremony because the violent protesters took over the campus. So Schumer, trying to profit off a book about anti-Semitism while you fail to defend your own people, in my view, you're the one that's being transactional. All right, let's move to this.
What you did really was, in supporting that GOP partisan bill that Democrats had no input in, you cleared the way for Donald Trump and Elon Musk to gut Social Security, to gut Medicare, to gut Medicaid. Why did you lead Democratic senators to play by that book that the Republicans are not playing by?
Okay, first, I'd say, Sonny, no one wants to fight more than me, and no one fights more than me. You got to fight smart. It is not true. That bill had far less it was bad. I hated it. But it does far less damage to Social Security. Medicare, Medicaid are far more susceptible to being eliminated, which is what that horrible Musk. Can you imagine this guy Musk, a billionaire, saying $1,100 for a senior citizen is not necessary,
but aren't
or
there
a Ponzi scheme?
In that bill?
There are many fewer cuts in that bill than that would be in a shutdown.
Here we go again. The Republicans allegedly are cutting Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. You know, just roll the clip.
This clean CR contains no poison pill riders, no policy riders there at all, no cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security, zero, no cuts to veterans benefits, zero. In fact, as was noted, we plus up the accounts for veterans. And respectfully, I'm just going to say this to every reporter in the room, that if you're allowing Democrats to make these intentionally false, scurrilous claims without pushback, then you're aiding and abetting the spreading this misinformation. I would just ask you to call them on it. The American people deserve that. They deserve that clarity from our press corps. Make them point it out to you. They can't, of course.
Democrats have no solutions. They have no new ideas, just their worn-out talking points. And you know it's bad when CBS has to fact-check a Democrat, because that never happens. Take a listen to Schumer as he falsely claims Trump's anti-Semitism.
Sitting down with that anti-Semite Fuentes. When Charlottesville occurred, saying both sides are to blame. Cutting off funds to our synagogues that need protection from anti-Semitism.
Senator, this is an important question here. Yes. You're doing the one hand, on the other hand, it's like Fiddler on the Roof here. On one hand, and on the other hand,
So in a matter of minutes, we jump from the Social Security hoax to the mischaracterization of the Charlottesville hoax. This is for whoever needs a refresher on the full context of what the president said that day about Charlottesville. Let's just put this to rest once and for all.
And you had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. But you had a lot of people in that group that were there to innocently protest and very legally protest because, you know, I don't know if you know, they had a permit. The other group didn't have a permit. So I only tell you this, there are two sides to a story. I thought what took place was a horrible moment for our country. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
So according to the left, you can't claim that there were peaceful protesters mixed in with the bad actors, because apparently that's racist. Yet all the left does is make excuses for the disruptors on their side of the aisle. You know, the ones that show outrage over Israel and Jews, or I don't know, maybe our police officers for the entire summer of 2020. And let's not forget the recent vandalizing and torching of Tesla vehicles and showrooms. But I'm guessing that's okay because they're fighting for what's right. The other outlandish claim that Schumer made was that successful businessmen and women on the right are greedy for supporting Trump's agenda of hopefully one day eliminating taxes on the American people. Watch this.
And you know what their attitude is? I made my money all by myself. How dare your government take my money from me? I don't want to pay taxes. Or I built my company with my bare hands. How dare your government tell me how I should treat my customers, my the land and water that I own, or my employees? They hate government. Government's a barrier to people, a barrier to stop them from doing things. They want to destroy it. We are not letting them do it, and we're united.
This is why Democrats are seeing record low approval ratings. Who thinks mocking hardworking Americans who have built businesses and invested in the country is a winning strategy? And Schumer, does he really think Americans don't want lower taxes and a smaller government? Does he not realize that the majority of Americans feel the government is already too big and has too much control over our lives? So why on earth would he mock the American people for wanting tax relief and smaller government? If you can explain this to me, please do in the comments below because I am truly baffled by this one. Meantime, here's the press secretary responding to Schumer's comment.
The president has made it incredibly clear that he is committed to tax cuts. He is committed to passing a big reconciliation package later this year, ending no taxes on tips, taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security for our hardworking seniors. And we encourage everybody on Capitol Hill to support that when it comes to the finish line, especially Democrats who clearly need a boost from the American public right now. Their approvals are at an all-time record low.
Okay, now let's talk about something that should have united the country, a truly incredible moment. Watch this as astronauts are finally rescued from space after being stranded at the International Space Station since June of 2024.
And splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
This was truly a moment of triumph. My daughters and I, we watched it live and I had chills going up and down my arms. It was incredible. But you know something? If you were watching MSNBC, you missed it. Because for some reason, they chose not to cover the homecoming of two resilient astronauts. What's more American than that? Maybe because it highlights something Biden didn't do, but Trump, with the help of Elon Musk, managed to accomplish in a matter of weeks.
This historic mission brings new meaning to President Trump's promise to always look out for the forgotten man and woman.
And President Trump proves once again that his priority is making sure the American people are safe and that no one is left behind.
So when I came in office, I said, Elon, we got to get them out. You have a rocket ship handy? How many people have a rocket? And Biden left them up. He abandoned them. You know, we could have done this sooner, but Biden didn't want to because he was embarrassed by what happened. So they were up there. They were supposed to be there for a few days. They were there for many months. And now they're coming back.
And here's the kicker. Elon Musk offered to bring these astronauts home months ago, but the Biden administration rejected it for political reasons. And that's the truth.
We definitely offered to return the astronauts earlier. There's no question about that. The astronauts were only supposed to be there for 8 days, and they've been there for almost 10 months. So obviously that doesn't make any sense. SpaceX could have brought the astronauts back after a few months at most, and we made that offer to the Biden administration. It was rejected for political reasons, and that's just a fact.
Can you imagine if Trump did that? If he told a private company, just leave the astronauts up in space? And here's the thing, this isn't just about bringing them home. It's about their well-being and safety. It's already going to take them a lot of rehabilitation to get back on their feet, but because they've been left up in space so long, their health has become increasingly at risk each passing day.
The normal amount of time that astronauts are supposed to be in zero G is about 3 months, and then really at the most about 6 months. That's sort of the normal rotation, and they were up there for almost 10 months. So that's really going beyond what is healthy or good. So it's a good thing that thanks to the support of President Trump, we hope to bring them back, because really things get just a lot worse if they stay in zero G for past a year or more.
The good news now is they're home, right? They're with their families, they're in good hands and receiving the proper care that they need. We're praying for a quick and speedy recovery. Now, one thing they have to look forward to, the president is thrilled to have the opportunity to meet them, but realizes first thing is first, they need to get healthy.
They have to get better. It's going to be a little bit tough for them. It's not easy. They're up a long time. And when they do, they'll come to the Oval Office.
Stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to show you some eye-opening footage of the criminals that Biden let walk right into our country. Plus, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he lights up CBS's Margaret Brennan. That is something you definitely don't want to miss. Click on that video on your screen now. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.